Welcome to the studio today. Today we'll be doing some 8-ounce Apocathary candles, but before I get into the candles, I want to let you guys know a little bit about what I do during the week. So during the week I do one-on-one coaching sessions, and I help candle makers just like you who are stuck, confused. You might be stuck at wicks. You probably don't know what kind of wax to use. You probably just don't even know what to do. Those sessions are for you, or you could be in the advanced place and you just need some help with your labels and branding and things like that. All of those things are covered inside of those 30 to 1 hour coaching sessions. Also, this video I will be teaching you guys how to do the Apocathary candles, but the PDF is inside the description box. I put the PDF inside the description box, and basically inside the PDF is the entire recipe. It's for soy 10, 464, 444, Parasoy mixes, which is Pro Blend 600, IGI 6006, and Joy Wax. So you got Wick suggestions for all three waxes, and they give you a great starting point for testing. As you all know, I do not line up a whole bunch of jars for testing. I get straight to the point, okay? So if you got a Wick suggestion from me, the only thing you probably do is go up one size or go down one size, and that's it. You got a perfect burning candle, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna make some beautiful jars. Really love the Apocathary line. They are very little and small and cute. You get them from Candle Science. What I do also like about them is they're very lightweight. So when it comes down to shipping, they don't weigh as much as other jars because they are really lightweight and thin, okay? These are really lightweight and thin, and they look really I like it. It has like a little luxury feel to it when you put the cute little top on it, and depending on your label, you can just go far places with these jars, okay? They only hold about, I would say 8 ounces of wax in each jar, because I did 2 jars, and and I've basically seen that one had less than the other. So you need about 8 ounces of wax, and that's pretty much it, guys. I'm not going to hold you guys up. Let's go ahead and get this candle done. Okay guys, so these jars are really cute. They come with gold lids, they come with silver lids, they come with bronze. I love these jars. They are so adorable. I have the 16-ounce ones, and I've started adding the 8-ounce ones to my little collection. Anything that's double wicked, I thoroughly enjoy because it will give off a phenomenal hot throw, okay? The hot throw will be so incredible. Now listen, a lot of people do not like the double wick containers because they feel like, it's hard, or it's going to get too hot and it's going to bust, or, whatever the reason is that you don't want to double wick. I want to change your mind today because double wicking gives the optimum scent throw, okay? All right, so what you're going to do first is you're going to get you a heat gun, and I'm going to make 2 today because I'm going to do 2 different scents. I'm going to be using Candy Fluff by Flaming Candle, and I probably use this Ice Lemon Box Cupcake by Just Scent. I love Flaming Candle and I love Just Scent, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to heat my heat gun up. Guys, make sure you have a high temperature heat gun, okay? A high temperature heat gun. All right, guys, now listen. We're going to go ahead and wick these containers. Before we wick them out, I just want to give you a little bit of advice. Now, always test 2 containers or whatever. I have a wick training which would make things way easier for you. It's a recorded video. It's in the description box, and this will help you to find your wick size a little bit easier. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to test 2 size wicks with this particular jar right here. And always remember, when you use these jars, these are the Apocathary jars from Candle Science, in case I didn't say that. Make sure you wick it straight in the middle. Do not allow the wicks to be on the side because the jar has really wide shoulders, and if you put it on the side, that's way too much heat and coming up inside this jar, and it will bust. So make sure you wick it in the middle. That way the heat can escape straight to the top, okay? All right. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I always mark off the bottom of a jar with a little bit of hot glue just to know what my smaller size wick, because I use two different sizes. So I need to make sure that I remember what size wick I use. A lot of people take it and they write it on it with some tape or something like that. But this is just my way of remembering it without doing it with the tape, okay? All right, so I'm going to sit there right there. And now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and put our wicks inside the jars. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my wicks. Okay, so I've wicked these straight in the middle like I told you guys. And now what I'm doing is I'm warming up my wax, and I'm going to make a parasoy one today, but probably tomorrow I'm going to do a soy. I have done this in soy tin, so I will give you the wick suggestions for, in this PDF that I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you the wick suggestion for soy tin. I'm going to give you the pouring temperatures for soy tin. I'm going to give you the wick suggestion for 464, and I'm going to give you the pouring temperatures and everything for 464, and I'm going to give it to you for parasoy, which is IGI 6006, ProBlend 600, and Joy Wax. Okay, so you will have all three of those inside of the PDF along with the wick suggestions for each wax, okay, and your pouring temperatures. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some wax inside my put some wax inside my Presto pot, and then I'm going to let my wax heat up, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with our candles. Wax sitting right here. I have weighed it out. I have my pot sitting right here. It is nice and heated up. I'm going to go ahead and turn this temperature down. Let me look at the temperature inside the pot. Okay, it is a little bit hot. I'm going to just cool it down just a little bit more, and I'm going to add my wax to the pot. We're going to melt the wax down, and we're going to put it in the pouring temperature. We're going to get our fragrance, and we're going to make this candle. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my fragrance. Now listen, on the PDF that you guys will get, now the PDF will be in the description box. It has the percentage of fragrance that you need to use. There is a free video that I have on my YouTube, and it shows you how to weigh fragrance by the percentage, okay? So do not do 1 ounce per pound, because you might not make a whole pound, okay? And it does not always have a good hot throw when you do it that way, and I know that for sure because of what people tell me, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my fragrance in. Now, the recommended percentages that I give you guys on that PDF is the percentages that work for me, gave me strong hot throw, never had no issues. Now, when it comes down to the wick size, I'm giving you a wick suggestion. That means that you may have to go up one size, or you might have to go down one size. Either way around, you're at a good starting point where you don't have to test 9 and 10 jars, okay? So don't send me an email saying, oh, this wick did not work, blah, 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 blah. That's not what it is. It's a wick suggestion. So basically for me, the suggestion that I'm using, it works. I tested it. It worked. It has no issues, no sooting, no overheating. It's fine. But like if you're using a different wax, you know, and so you need to make sure it works with your fragrance. Fragrance changes everything, okay? So what you do is you just pretty much just test it, and then you be like, okay, I can't use this size, I gotta go down, or I can't use this size, I gotta go up. Okay, so I pretty much laid everything out for you guys, did all the hard work. Okay, so you don't need to have 10 candles sitting in front of you testing them for 10 weeks. We pretty much did everything for you. All right, so you probably just only had to test one candle, 1 or 2. All right, so let's go ahead and transfer this lovely wax. This is going to be a beautiful, I love these Apocathecary jars. They are so inexpensive. They're very light when they're getting shipped to your house. And I'm going to go ahead and pour this wax in here, because when I pour it in here, the temperature will drop on the wax. Right now it's at I can't even say it's at that temperature, because this pot has a little bit of wax in it, so it dropped drastically. All right, so we're going to let it cool off. I'm going to go ahead and move this to the side and just let it cool off or whatever. Okay guys, so I'm going to go ahead and pour my fragrance in there. Now listen, make sure that when you pour your fragrance in here, you sit and you stir this thing for 2 minutes. You have to make sure you're not being rush and you just want to pour it. You stir it for 2 minutes, and you pour at that recommended temperature that I give you guys. The reason why I say pour it at the recommended temperature is because I don't like holes in my candles. I don't do holes at all, okay? Holes and dents and dings and things like that, that's not for me. I like a straight, smooth candle with no issues. I like my candle, my tops to look really good. And you guys been in those Parasoy and those workshops and stuff with me, and you guys know every time I make a candle, those candles look amazing. And when you made them in that workshop with me, you guys, stuff look good too. Okay, so let me go ahead and check my temperature. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a few minutes and let it cool all the way down, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my pour. But for the meantime, in between time, I'm just going to sit here and stir this, guys. I'm just going to stir it up. Okay, so let's go ahead and take our lovely temperature again. Okay, so our temperature is fairly low. So I'm going to go ahead and pour. Now make sure you take your time and you pour. The reason why I'm saying this is because sometimes you can pour really fast and you can create bubbles. And bubbles are not fun in the candle, as we all know. We do not like bubbles. So I'm going to go ahead and pour right here to the fill line. Alright, just to the neck. And I'm going to go ahead and pour in this one. Okay. Okay, all right, and that is nice and pretty. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to leave my wicks in my I'm going to leave my wicks sitting like this, and I'm going to let my wax go ahead and solidify. Do not move them around. If it's 6006 or any kind of Parasoy, give it like an hour and don't move it. And if it's soy, give it about 2 hours and don't move it. Okay, all right, you got your PDF inside the description box. Go ahead and make these candles tomorrow. All right.